Hey, Programming 11. So we are going to be adding in the bullet class now, and it's going to be a showcase of our cool game engine that we created. I'm so excited about this code. I hope you are too. This loop we made now processes all of the objects in the array list, which can feature a variety of different types of objects. Now it's an array list of game objects. Game object is a superclass. It's an abstract class, which means we're not actually going to make game objects. We're not going to create them and put them into the game. It's just a foundation from which we can build other classes. And our other classes now extend game object. So they are a kind of game object. They're in the game object category, and they also inherit all these nice things that are inside of game object. For example, the variables and the functions. We overrode some of those functions. We inherited and just got rid of our existing functions. We did a bunch of stuff. So now we're gonna make a a bullet class. I think that'll be really fun to see this sort of engine in action. So I'll make a new tab. Let's make a bullet tab. We'll call it class bullet. And yeah, we're gonna extend game object. And we're going to do this for a lot of our objects. Maybe not every object in their game, but many will be done this way. Okay, so now our bullet doesn't need any instance variables because they're inherited from game object. So I don't have to type in float x, y, vx, vy. It's done. I sort of like almost like download them, if you will, or they get installed. It's a not exactly what's happening, but it's a way of thinking of it for sure. But they all kind of get imported or whatever from the game object when you extend the game object. I do want to make a constructor still, so I'm going to go ahead and make a bullet constructor, and I can assign values to Vx and Vy and so on. So that'll be a good thing to do. I'll probably have act and show, but honestly, I don't really need a show function, do I? Do I even need an act function? I don't think I do too much. It's moving. I guess just to delete the bullet off screen, I might need an act function. So that might be a nice thing. So I'm going to say void act, and we'll do super.act, which is just the movement code. And then I'll say if it goes off this screen, delete, or set its lives to 0. So that'll be a good thing. So if, I'll let you write that code maybe. So, you guys can find a way if it's, off the top, bottom, left, or right of the screen. And actually, I guess our bullets currently just go off the top of the screen, but I think eventually we'll be shooting in all sorts of directions. So if it just goes off the screen in any direction, we should set its lives to 0. So that'd be a good thing to add right here in our act function. I'm not going to put a show function. I'll just put in, the code for initializing this. So X is gonna, I guess bullets will come out of players, the starfighters X. So I can just say player1 dot X. I can ask, hey, what's player one's X? Y will be player1 dot Y. Vx will be 0. I just want to go straight up. So that means Vy will be negative. I'll make it -10. Size, you can choose whatever size you want. 5, I don't know. And then what's left? Color. I'll just make it red, or C actually, not color. Hashtag FF. I should probably make some palette variables. That would be really smart. Anything else? Let's just double check. Oh yeah, lives, of course. So lives equals 1. So that's a good start. And then I'll just put in my code, if x is less than 0, or x is greater than width, or y is less than 0, or y is greater than height. Ooh, spicy spelling. Then I'll set lives to 0. And that will basically get rid of my bullet. So that's not very much code, right? We didn't really do much. This is about as fancy as it got, but it's not too fancy. And then we have our act function, making sure our bullets move and then get removed. The show function's inherited. So I think we're good to go. Now, we don't have any bullets being created yet, so let's go and add that. I'm in the Starfighter. I'm just gonna, I think this is where you're gonna see like, oh, wow. If you weren't sold already on all this like super class and game engine stuff, watch how easy it is to put bullets into the game. I can just say, maybe I'll put it right up here. This is in the Starfighters, in the Starfighters act function. I can now just say, hey, if I press the space key, objects dot add new bullet. So I'm going to call the constructor of the bullet. It'll create a bullet and I'll add it into our objects list. And that's it. That's all I have to do. It'll just get put into our list and we'll automatically get started processing. It's not a list of bullets. I didn't have to go make a new list for bullets. I just made sure a bullet is a kind of game object. And I programmed it accordingly. I even got to borrow some of Game Object's code. And now I'll just be able to shoot bullets. Check it out. I'll shoot my bullets. Pew pew. They come out really fast. Like the rate of fire is very fast. And they also come out of the corner, which, it's not necessarily the best thing. So, we can go from here. I think to fix the corner stuff, I'll just go to the main tab. And I will, in setup, say rect mode center. Rect mode center. And now everything will just get, all the rects will be kind of centered on a particular place. So there we go. It's looking pretty good, I would say. So we can now go pew pew. We're gonna have to add in something to shoot, like a target. And we'll also talk about improvements we can make to the bullet. I think that we'll do that in the next video, where we sort of add in a couple of nice extra features to the bullet class. Things like the rate of fire, we can control that. And also I wanna take more advantage of the code that is in the game object class to simplify our lives. I think that'll be a smart thing to do. Okay, so stay tuned for the next video where we'll upgrade our bullet class to be a primo excelente bullet class instead of a basic one. Okay, thanks everybody.